Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 207 of the Red Force podcast. My name is Zoro. Join me today, Christian Tolado.
Welcome to the Australian summer.
Zoro gets the sauce. So does Odin. Alright. And we're here to talk about Enma, Cursed Swords. What does that even mean?
Talk about the show.
We'll get into it real deep, because there's a couple of prevailing theories as to what's going on.
Yeah.
I think, it's obvious what's happening, in a way. But how it's happening is a little bit contentious. Now,
Okay.
before we get into all those topics and more, Christian, and
Yeah.
Stone Ocean, I'm sure we'll talk about that. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and share the channel
Yeah.
to your friends. What are we doing for Stone Ocean? It's coming up.
Stone Ocean coming up. 12 episodes in 2 days. Coming up. JoJo show returning on the Oda break. Now, after next chapter, should be an Oda break. Am I correct?
According to various shadowy figures in certain chats,
Okay.
there is no break until next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
No break till next year.
Yeah. That's
No magazine break or no Oda break?
No break.
Oda's going to do 5 chapters in a row. 6
That's
chapters
what the
in a row.
shadowy figures think, Christian.
Highly doubtable, highly
Suspicious. We'll find
that
out.
Oda's going to do 6 chapters in a row.
Yes.
Doubt. But
Christian's in the big doubt.
big doubt category. We'll know as soon as there's an Oda break.
Yes.
And there's going to be a massive break in that New Year's area.
There's gonna be problems.
Massive break.
That's when we usually do the fucking award show and all those kind
Now,
of
Eric,
things.
let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Do you want to be...
Mm-hmm. I should
Who
put
do
up that
you want to
poll, so-
be? Who do you want to be in the thumbnail?
And for what?
The JoJo show.
I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Who were you last? Were you Jonah last time?
yeah,
What was going on with me? Nothing. I wasn't on there.
you were on there. All right, we'll think about it. We'll think about a thumbnail
Christian's obviously going to
for
be
the
Joel
JoJo
Lee.
show. Be spicy.
It's his show, Christian. Unlike this show, Christian's the host of the JoJo show.
Now, Eric, what do you think about the opening?
Disappointing.
JoJo fans say it's in the top 5. People love this opening.
Sen specifically.
I've seen it on Twitter as well.
It's not good.
Now, at first listen, the song wasn't hitting for me.
The
It's
song's
growing.
okay.
It's growing on me. Alright? The song's growing on me. I can't work out the visuals lining up with the music. There is a beat there. I can't work it out. Is it the bass line?
It hits sometimes.
It might be the bass line.
It hits sometimes. It doesn't hit
I think it
other
might be the
times.
bass. Which is a weird choice.
You probably want to do it to the melody.
Yeah, but it's a good opening. Is it a great opening? No. Now.
I hope the music choices are solid in part 6, Christian.
Well, it's all original
Will we
music.
get the Giorno piano theme as an adjustment?
You already heard the Jolene theme. You already heard it. All right.
Sure,
Yeah.
but there's a slow version of the Giorno one.
Yeah, there's gonna be
yeah.
slow versions. And
I want to
shit.
hear. I want to hear a hype variation, Christian.
You'll get it. All right.
Because I feel like Part 5 really hit the internet like nothing else.
I
I
mean,
feel
it's the
like
peak-
Part 5 was like the coming out party for JoJo. Did you get a sense of that?
Yeah. Although it's been growing over time, Eric. Bubbling in the background.
Just like everything else, Christian.
Yeah.
There's a certain
Alright.
peak though.
Now we have a donation
Yes.
from Abhishek. A traditional 100 rupees.
Appreciate it.
All right. What can you buy with 100 rupees, Eric? I believe you can buy maybe a hard piece with 100 rupees.
Maybe. I doubt it.
How much? What can you can buy? Maybe a red potion.
Probably like a purple potion.
A purple
100
potion.
rupees, yeah.
Okay, 100 rupees. Hey guys, great work as always. Thoughts on the Stone Ocean opening? Well, we just talked about that. Alright. P.S. The Odin source in One Piece never stops. It never stops.
Never stops and it won't stop. Even past
Anytime
Wano.
swordsmanship is mentioned, Odin just gets stronger and stronger.
Of course. Now, just to go back to his Stone Ocean point.
Yeah.
You have CG. You have 3D environments and 3D assets.
Yeah.
Massive common mistake that all these people use when they have the assets.
Too
Just
much camera.
because you have the camera doesn't mean you have to use it. Restraint, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Dutch angles.
With the cameras, with the rotations. It's a specific thing, okay? Don't go too crazy with it.
Now, this opening's very 90s, very pop.
Sure.
Alright. You got the comic book
Does it
style.
fit the tone of the series?
Well, it fits the color pages, and I think that's what they were going for.
Right.
Like a One Piece thing. You know how the One Piece anime sometimes does like half
Sure.
the color pages? There's a lot of color page
We're coming
references.
off Golden Wind, we're kind of Requiem. Fighting Gold.
Yeah,
High level productions.
sure. This will be a high level production. There's no doubt.
Okay. Now I'm told that that the future ones will be supreme.
Well, the last one and the last episode should be insanity, and we'll see that.
Okay.
Get ready, because it'll be crazy. All right, now Eric, something happened this week.
What was that?
Eric read some Shadow Soul.
Yes.
All right.
22 chapters.
22 chapters. Almost finished the second arc. Didn't read the last chapter of the second arc.
Did they beat the stone guy?
Yeah. Now, early goings, Eric. Everyone says the third arc is where it hits. All right. The first two are set up,
Listen.
explaining the law, explaining the world.
Yeah.
Third arc is where it gets.
I'm not
gets
gonna
into
roast
it.
a man for a work he did 8 years ago or whatever it was, 6 years ago.
It's all on show.
Learning the ropes.
It's all on show, Eric.
Mistakes are made.
Oh, yeah, you learn from those mistakes.
Correct.
Alright, so-
But yeah, it's not bad.
You can see the seeds. All right. You can see the
Now, for people out there who don't know Christian,
yeah.
he has a tendency to smash you over the head with exposition,
I would.
with plots that are coming, with extraneous dialogue that doesn't necessarily matter.
Again, mistakes were made.
But
early
we'll
on.
see how it plays out.
I think Eric, third arc. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
All right, because we start to get into the plot. All right. First two, we're setting up. We're building up. I wanted to make sure you understood the power system.
Well, I
It's not that complicated, but it's important to how fights play out.
hope the
What? What do you hope? Eric?
I hope the pacing and the tone settles,
It does.
and you figure out the mechanisms on how to achieve specifically what you want.
Yeah. Well, you'll find out. Everyone says part 3 is the best part. But there you go.
Okay.
Cancel Lords, where's it at?
Preliminary sketches are almost done.
Preliminary sketch is almost done. Now, what does that mean, Eric?
That means rough drafts. That means choreography. Because this is how I usually do it. I don't go panel by panel.
You map it all out.
I sketch basically the choreography of what I want, the panel flow, little scribbles of text that could be done later. Dialogue doesn't matter with Cancel Lords, I'll fill
It's
it
all
in.
memes. It's all jokes.
memes. There is a through line that's going to be played through, but the visuals carry the through
Eric,
line.
will you send it to the edit room to be corrected
Absolutely
for
not.
mistakes?
No. Never.
We're not changing any dialogue, Eric. We're just fixing your spelling.
Pure, raw.
Okay.
Now,
So how many pages are we looking at? How many pages are we looking at? You said you've sketched it.
depends on what I decide to do with the double page spreads.
Of course, double page
Depends,
spreads.
Depends how you want to count
Are
it.
you going to do double page spreads or order double page spreads?
Full double page spreads.
All right.
Much like the Reverie double page spread.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this style because, the panels tell the story, then you add the dialogue on top of when you need it.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
All right. Without further ado, we're getting into Zoro, Eric. This is the Zoro chapter. All right. And we're saying Zoro this week because he earns the name.
Respect.
We respect the name of Zoro.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to get into it. It's good. It's a great chapter, Eric. I'm going to get into it. We're here in the chapter. Chapter 1033. Shimitsuki Kozuboro. Alright. Important character. Alright.
Much theorized character.
What does it say on the first line, Eric?
I can't read it from you.
It says Enma is sucking off Zoro.
There you go.
And that's what it is.
Happened last week.
Enma siphoning that haki because Zoro's being a little bitch.
Questioning Zoro.
Testing Zoro.
Yes.
Alright.
We find out that later.
Testing Zoro. Now, Eric, what does the first page of this chapter tell us? What does Zoro say? Zoro asks why Enma is unleashing its power.
Right.
Interesting statement from Zoro. There are people out there claiming Enma is not a power up.
Listen, this is the thing with Enma and Zoro and this whole situation the whole time. There are contradictory statements
No, there's not.
that require massaging to fit into the explanation. It's not as simple as X or Y.
Well, he's trying to figure it out, but it's not
Right.
that hard. Alright? Now, King runs in and stops right in front of Zoro. Zoro stabs King in the chest. King explodes. Some sort of trap attack.
Counter.
Counter, trap.
Who knows?
King explodes. Then we cut over to Queen. Queen is fine, Eric. Queen's absolutely fine.
Oh, fire.
How's memories did jack shit.
Of course.
What is Sanji's power up gonna be?
Super fire.
But it has to be visual.
Super fire.
Is Sanji gonna get Conquerors?
He's gonna get his a fire form of some kind.
But he's already got that with Hell's Memories.
Not really. I'm talking a design.
A design.
I'm talking some kind of situation.
Like demon horns.
Maybe. Who knows?
Is he gonna pull out?
Is he gonna get fire wings?
Is he gonna pull out some Kamabaka recipes?
And cook Queen.
Cook Queen
From the inside.
From the inside.
Warp Kitchen.
Toriko.
Right.
Is that what we're looking at?
Maybe.
Maybe. But Sanji needs a power up.
I can't believe you thought that his defensive powers is gonna dissipate.
It might.
He needs it so badly.
I don't know. I could buy Sanji being tanky. Like I could buy it. We need attack power. We don't have attack power.
Desperately. We need attack power.
That's always been Sanji's problem.
Right.
It's his attack power. He's got the speed, alright? But he's always been missing the attack power throughout the entirety of the time skip.
Yes.
Breaking his leg on Virgo. All types of nonsense with Sanji.
Now, I like that Queen heard the dialogue between Zoro and Sanji. Although, this whole Queen talking about King's Lunarian fucking is a bit out of place. Do you feel like
It's messy. Do
Do you feel like it's a bit of a meme that he constantly talking about it?
Well, he's a scientist. He's like the lineage factor.
Sure, but do you feel like he's gonna spill the beans and then Sanji's gonna tell Zoro what's up?
No. I think it's going to have to relate to Sanji's power up with the Lunarian.
And by the way, we're still talking about the Lunarian and why they're special. So that has to be the secret to Zoro winning.
We'll get into that because I think it's just going to be like they're extremely durable and they have fire.
You mean like Kaido?
Yeah, but they're like ultimate whatever. But Sanji desperately needs a power up for his attack power.
No attack shown this week. Just a little bit of dialogue between Sanji
No,
and
but
Queen.
you know, Queen's laughing off this Diablo Jumbe. How's memories? He's laughing it off.
Is Queen just gonna shoot beams this entire time so Sanji can dodge him? Is that what's gonna happen?
I imagine we'll get a chapter like Zoro's got this week where he gets folded
Right.
and has to learn something. So we'll see that.
Anyway.
Moving on. Queen starts talking about King. He's a extinct part of an extinct race. He's capable of surviving any environment. This is the only real new information we get out of Queen.
Okay.
They can survive any environment.
So the sun theory is slowly going away.
Yeah. Hinting at extreme durability. Would you agree with that?
Talk about... He does a line song.
Yeah, we're about to get to that.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that there. Because I find it interesting how it's drawn.
Cut over to Zoro. He used Haki to block the blast. God, this goes back to the bullshit exploding collars that we all know will not work in the time skip.
Correct.
Hence, the Zoro blocking the explosion with Haki. It's just a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just annoys me. Oda thinks he can get away with
But it's got blades in it, Christian.
oh, shit. Right. You know.
Yeah.
You're also Yamato, the exploding calves. You know. It's just... I don't know why Oda does it. We all know they can survive explosions. It's not a thing. Alright? So... Zoro uses Lion Song. Alright?
What do you think about this effect? What's going on here? It's because of mist steam coming off his body in a half cut.
Now, the way I read this panel, King, when the lines are cut, is on fire.
Some kind of heat or steam.
Steam, heat, fire. Alright?
Is that from the Lion Song or is that from King?
I think that's from King. You notice his eyes are whited out.
Yeah.
Is this some sort of regeneration ability? Where he's taking the damage, he's just regenerating it fast.
Does the
Some
fire...
sort of phoenix.
Does the fire control his HP?
But why would it be on the cut? You know?
Because it like cuts him and then like gets cauterized in a way, you know, like with the fire, with the heat. So in his way, his body's like a shell or something.
But Zoro's claiming that he can't cut him.
He doesn't know why he can't.
Yeah.
He does cut him. There's a cut line.
Yeah, I know, but the suit's not damaged. Like when he damaged your suit earlier.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Is this sort of fire aura that's blocking it? All kinds of questions.
Right.
Alright. So, King, still a mystery. We don't really know how this is going to play out. I'm going to assume durability. Some sort of durability ability. Because, like, Zoro's getting an attack power buff.
Right.
What does it have to do with King's gimmick? Surely it has to do with durability in some way. Alright. So, King then comes in, you know, for another attack. He pulls back his head, does that goon attack.
Yeah.
Zoro tries to block, but Enma starts sucking once again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Zoro gets hit on the side and he drops all of his swords. And he goes to grab Kitetsu the Third. Alright. We get a little flashback to swords and curses, Eric. Just a little refresher.
Of course.
Of the man in Logtown. What else? Yeah, there's curse blades. Alright. Just a little reminder of curse blades. Zoro then thinks back to Wano. Thinks back to Kitetsu. What's going on with these cursed blades? We're thinking about East Blue. We're thinking about all kinds of swords. King starts shooting fire at Zoro. You know, Zoro blocks it. Then he comes down and hits him, smacks him into the skull dome. Zoro thinks back to the Sanachi, Eric.
Of course.
He learned it, but he has never said it. Oda covered his tracks with this one.
Yes.
He knows about it. He never said it. Alright? Now. We meme all the time. That Zoro says Sanachi every time. But now, Oda covered his tracks with that.
But he will.
But he will say Sanachi. Alright? He will say it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we get another little flashback here, Eric. A sword has its own personality. We find this out at the dojo. At Zoro's dojo. At the Kuroboro dojo.
Yes.
Zoro goes to talk to the old man. He's a samurai from Wano, Eric. But you must not tell the Navy. Because they'll come get him. Why?
Who's coming on the East Blue? They can take out this man.
Alright. This man tells Zoro some information about blades, cursed swords. Basically, cursed swords have their own personality, and the swordsman must master it and bend it to its will. Kurobozo crafted Enma, and it was his best work. It has a powerful will. The sword chooses its wielder. Enma is testing Zoro. Alright? And this is where Zoro gets his two first real swords.
Yes.
Alright?
Confirmed via going back and looking at it. They are the swords that he has, and then Miho cuts.
Oden wielded Enma at a very young age. Oden's source just continues to be pulled on.
How did Oden do this?
It was as light as a feather.
What?
That's how Odin wielded this blade. Zoro then uses Conquerors and gives Enma what it wants. He claims using this much haki will kill him. Too much haki usage, Eric.
Right.
Zoro must become the world's greatest swordsman to keep his promise to Monkey D and Kuina.
Swords ignite.
Swords ignite with flames and haki.
Conqueror's haki applied.
End of the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Zoro struggling to be king. Zoro thinking back to
Solid
his
fight.
past. Zoro thinking back to his past. About how to beat this man. About his dream.
Yes.
About swordsmanship. Is this what you meant when swordsmanship will matter in this fight, Eric?
We'll see if this goes to a straight swords duel and Zoro figures out how to tame Enma
Yeah.
and apply subtlety to the blade.
Subtlety, Eric.
Perhaps.
He says more power, though.
We'll find out.
Alright.
I'm looking for more of a why being a swordsman matters in terms of combat. And how Zoro defeats King in a way. Maybe Zoro cuts King's blade in half or something.
Yeah. It dominates the will of the sword.
He goes, it's not about power, it's about subtlety.
Okay. Alright. We know that's a meme. And we know that's not real. Alright. Now we will get into the mechanics of Enma.
Yes, later in topic
And
of the
Curse
show.
Blades and top of the show. But what do you think about this chapter?
Solid fight choreography, interesting dialogue, confirmations of swords and their curses. Or infinite questions always about the curses. What's going on? What's
Curses are just high quality blades.
this? Yes.
High craftsmanship.
But they have their own will.
Yes.
And it seems like Enma is implanting its will on Zoro and Zoro has to respond.
Yeah.
Which I find interesting about the themes of One Piece.
Well, Kitetsu says something else. He goes, you have to learn the personality and then bend it to your will.
Right.
Zoro has to learn the personality of Enma. He's trying to bend it to its will without understanding what Enma is.
Right. But
Enma-
Enma is also testing Zoro.
Enma demands the king.
But Zoro's giving it what it wants. Right?
Exactly.
So who's
And then
dominating who?
And then he will bend it to his will.
Right.
Alright? You have to learn how it works and then you bend it.
But Zoro's not saying, no, you're doing it my way.
Well,
Enma's telling him what's going on.
Enma's like, you ain't Odin.
You ain't shit. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Where is Odin? Where is the best swordsman ever
Goda?
made? Alright?
Yeah.
Now, Odin. How much sources does this give Odin? This basically says Odin was first commander level
I'm telling you, dude.
at 16.
People in the community don't rate him. Because what happened on screen.
Yeah.
But Oda, non-stop source.
Non-stop.
Infinite
Top
source.
5.
You have to think. You have to think about. You have to think about Roger Whitebeard. You have to think about the emperors.
Yeah.
This man's no joke.
Was Odin Admiral level, Emperor level? He just skyrockets every fucking week with Odin.
Right.
Alright?
Non-stop.
Odin's a crazy character. I think he's just gonna get more powerful as time goes on. During the Mihawk fight, Mihawk's gonna bring up Odin.
Sure.
What should happen?
Enma, I've seen that blade before.
The legendary Kozuki Oden.
Yeah.
The former world's greatest swordsman.
Okay.
Alright? It's gonna be some crazy nonsense like that.
What's going on next week, Christian? Sanji?
Probably Sanji. I want a Monkey D update.
Yes.
Can we get a Monkey D update? It's been months at this point. We got some tiny panel of him doing some pose. Kind of shooting a beam. Can we get a Monkey D update? I want to see Gear 4 Zoom.
Now, it's interesting that the Conqueror Haki on the blade doesn't have the same quiet utility as it does on the hands.
Well,
and
it
the feet.
did in the Roger.
Sure, but
Whitebeard flashback.
can Zoro block with the Conquerors?
I mean, you block it with a sword anyway. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It'd be weird. So, we'll see what happens with that. Now, is the barrier only kind of appear when both characters are using conquerors?
I believe so.
Or, you know, Big
So
Mom.
swords are acting a little bit of a different way, where it's like they cut, and if they're both people have bladed weapons, they clash.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a little burst panels or a cutting king. And
No. Alright. What do you rate the chapter, Eric?
Give us a 8 out of 10, 8.5. Give it an 8.5.
8 out of 10. The side yourself a little weird. With Queen. Queen be a little weird. Alright?
I like the code. You know, we didn't get the final death blow and things.
No.
So the conclusion's still coming.
The conclusion's still to come. We're getting would you say we're getting a surprising amount of these commander fights?
I told ya. Long time fights.
Now, would you count this as 2 chapters for Zoro right now?
Yes. Maybe even 3.
We're on 2.
We're definitely on 2.
Alright.
You can argue 3.
You can argue 3. Does all up?
There
Maybe 3.
was a little bit of at the front when he's fighting him on the stage and he gets knocked away.
Yeah. You can maybe all up say 3 chapters.
Yeah.
We're getting heaps of commander fighting.
Could be 4 or 5.
I think the next time we see it, Zoro wins. Because he just got the big Chungo power up.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he beats him on the dawn.
Possible.
Maybe this is where Zoro starts competing.
These commanders are no joke, Christian.
No. Maybe this is where Zoro starts
We don't want to
competing.
see a one shot for King. We don't want to see it.
I mean, that's how swordsmanship works.
I know, but we don't want to see it.
Yeah. Alright. Moving on to Hashira.
Also,
What?
will this Haki thing affect Zoro, or is the only time it affects anyone is Luffy?
We'll get into it on top of the show.
Okay.
Moving on to the top of the show.
What about Shanks, though?
Shanks. Alright, distract. Say Shanks.
How could you forget?
How strong is Shanks? Every week, we come to you with the question of how strong is Shanks? And every week, we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King. But, there are still people out there that think Kaido's the strongest. There are people out there that think Blackbeard's the strongest. There are some people out there, for some reason, that think Dragon's the strongest. There are people out there that think Mihawk's the strongest, Eric. Alright? Some people think Sweaty's man on the planet, Arcainu's the strongest. And worst of them all, there are people out there that think Anmu's the strongest. But they're wrong, they're incorrect. And every week, we come with 100% factual information and we present it to you to prove that Shanks is the strongest. This week's evidence is Shanks is so strong that Enma would instantly shut the fuck up in his presence.
We'll talk about. I'm sure.
And instantly be dominated.
I'm sure we'll talk about Griffin.
Moving on to talk about the show, Enma. Everyone's favorite sword.
Everyone's favorite topic.
Talk about the show, Enma. Now, first of all, Eric. Oda not only gives Zoro one power up with Enma, with the Enma attacks.
Yes.
He gives him a second power up. To even compete with King.
Sure.
Now, there are people out there that are saying Zoro didn't need power ups. Incorrect. Alright? We said this
Factually incorrect.
many months ago, many years ago maybe. Zoro is nowhere near commander level at pre-times.
And he's getting dominated.
He's getting
right
dominated. So now he's got these power ups and he's raised himself to that level, and now we can start believing that he can beat King. As we said when we got mad that it was looking like 1v1s, Eric. We said it's up to Oda to make us believe.
Yes.
Right? It's up to Oda to make us believe. And now we believe. Because the work has been done. Now, is it fast? Is it haphazard? Is it maybe too late? All these questions. Execution. Take it as you will. But it's here, it's now. It's what it is. Alright?
Yeah.
A lot of confusion about Enma out there because Oda has been pretty vague because he wanted to have this reveal in the King fight. which we can all agree with.
Sure.
He's going, no, I'm going to save this law, this cursed weapon, so Zoro can learn it, think about it himself. All the pieces are there. I want to put all the pieces in place.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put it all together during this fight so Zoro can unlock something and be king in a high way. The way this works in my mind is this. Enma respected Odin because he was using Conqueror's Haki. Alright? Enma allows the user to push massive amounts of Haki out of their body. Right? Zoro uses King's Haki to unlock Enma's true power. Zoro basically now has a Gear 4 equivalent form. Massive Haki usage for massive power gains.
Okay.
And he will run out of Haki and he will conk out.
Let me ask you this question.
What?
Does Enma require you to have Conquerors to wield it? And was Enma drawing Zoro's Conquerors out when he was doing those attacks? With the
Perhaps.
fire?
Because Kaido says it.
The fire's on the blade.
Kaido says it.
Now it is, with the fire on the blade.
Yeah.
And the streaks.
Kaido says use Conqueror's Haki on Ashura. Now, Ashura still not answered, really, what the fuck it is.
Right.
It's an illusion based on his Conquerors. Alright. Whatever that means.
Zoro still doesn't necessarily know what he's doing.
But he looks like he's
But
powerful.
he is doing it.
It looks like he's powerful.
He's giving Emma what it wants.
Alright.
Which is the Conquerors.
There's massive amounts of Haki usage. Alright? To unlock his Gear 4 state, basically. So now he has a Super Saiyan mode that he can pop.
Yes.
When he's backed into a corner and he needs the power to get things done. Right? That's basically how I see it working. Because, yes, Enma uses Zoro's Haki, but we know Enma has a will of its own, and we know Enma could bring things out of the user to do certain things that they normally couldn't do on their own.
Right.
Like, Zoro states, if I use this much Haki, I'm going to die. So, this to me says that Enma draws the Haki out of him. He can't normally output that much Haki.
Yeah.
You know, it's like imagine like it's a hose, and Enma makes the hose bigger so you can output more Haki. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't necessarily disagree. The thing is with me is the question I ask is,
Yeah.
was every Enma attack with the fire on it before Conquerors? And if so, that makes sense.
It would make sense because it damages Kaido.
Yeah.
It's not just Breath of All Things.
Right.
It's also Conquerors.
It's not just Haki, it's Conquerors Haki.
Yeah.
Then it also brings out the questions, are there different energy sources going on with these Haki situations? Or does it all draw from the same Haki pool?
Surely it draws from the same Haki pool.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. What do you think about the people saying it's still a training mechanism and Zoro can do this without Enma?
Wrong.
Wrong?
He didn't know how to do it.
But can he do it now without Enma?
Without holding Enma?
Yeah.
Maybe after this fight, when he learns how to do it. I don't think he's going to require Enma to use Conqueror's Haki anymore.
But require Enma to go into this state of the smoky, wispy fire shit. This form, this state.
Well, it's on all the three weapons, right? It's on the three weapons. I'm not sure with that one.
Yeah.
But it's clearly been used to allow Zoro to figure out Conqueror's Haki. And without Enma, he ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Enma still allowed him to use the Conqueror's coding on the rooftop. And all those kind of things.
Alright, we've got a few donations.
Yeah.
Heavy wants the glare to stop. Yeah, the sun will go down at some point.
Yes.
And still blast in my face. But
At some point.
at some point. We got a second donation. Let's come in from the Big Oz. Good chapter. Am I wrong in thinking Zoro's inherited will is lame? His will is from someone who cannot walk down the stairs without dying. Well, it's a childish dream, Eric.
Yes.
Of the world's
The
greatest
promise.
swordsman, Eric. So, you know.
This curse or knowledge that we attained this week also puts into question the supreme grades. What kind of souls do they have? What kind of wills do they have? Do they have ridiculous things?
Apparently, Kozaburo, this is his best blade of all time.
Not a supreme. And this is a legendary minor craftsman. Don't forget.
Who made Yoru? Who made Whitebeard's weapon?
Who made Ace?
Who made Ace? Who made a Griffin? If Griffin is supreme grade.
And what kind of power do you have to do to tame these things?
I think you need Conquerors. Again, if you don't have Conquerors, you can't be top tier. I think that's what I was trying to say here.
Right.
Now that Conquerors has attack power multipliers and could do crazy shit, you need Conquerors. If you want to be top tier.
Okay.
That's basically what it is.
Right? Admiral's getting sweaty.
No.
Do they have it? Probably. At this point. Who doesn't have it? Do you reckon King's going to pull out Conquerors next week? Conquerors coding?
Yeah, I think King probably has Conquerors. Like, Katakuri has Conquerors. Does Marco? No? I know that Marco does. Does Marco? I don't know.
Now, people pointing out that King bled from the Marco knee. Was that an error? Or was that some
Marco's
kind of
just that
fire phoenix thing?
Did you see that knee?
It's a powerful knee.
Was he using Conquerors? That's a question.
Was there some kind of phoenix situation involved with fire? Who knows? Yeah.
Now, Eric, for the people out there, Roger's weapon is also called Ace.
Yes.
Right. Not just a child.
Yes.
Right. So there you go. I guess we're moving on to the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Now, I believe it was Perisboro versus someone. Now, Perisboro has risen in the ranks.
He did.
So it's unfortunate that Perisboro has been pulled out and will now be facing characters like Katakuri, Doflamingo, Cracker.
Who's he fighting though?
Let's throw him a softball.
Okay.
And this even might be too difficult for him. Let's throw him Perisboro versus... Is Cracker's eliminated? Well, the only one to fight is like... No, Monkey D beat Katakuri. I guess like... We can go... The only ones left is like... Katakuri. Which is...
L.
Obvious L.
It's an L.
Now, Eric... Of course, Katakuri, we all know. But look... No, that's the first Monkey D. Obvious L. Perisboro versus Monkey D.
Yeah.
Obvious L. Unfortunate that Perisboro got raised up a rank the last time we did this. Mm-hmm. Alright? Put him in the high tier category. Deserves it.
Put in work.
But he can't survive. He can't really survive in this category. Alright?
Correct.
So, unfortunate for Perisboro, instantly eliminated. He got upgraded.
It's tough in the big leagues.
He moved up to the big leagues, instantly dominated by Monkey D.
That's right. Wow. A lot of people get dominated by Monkey D.
Yeah, well, there you go. So,
you know.
Moving on to questions.
The lower questions this week, baby.
From Bindle. You think Oda watched Dritz's video? Now, funny you bring this up. Because we told Dritz, what do you think about this now, Dritz? Zoro addressing his dream. Addressing Curse Blades. Addressing Swordsmanship. You're going to have to go change your video. Yeah. He said, no. It's too late.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. But Oda, this is what we mean by Oda is capable. He just doesn't do it.
Which is why we get annoyed.
The Sanji chapter, good shit. The Zoro chapter, good shit. Oda knows what he's doing. He just refuses to do it for some mystical reason that no one can understand. You know? So, that's Oda, man.
Correct.
From Dimmy. Now, this man always asking stupid questions.
Yeah.
How close is Zoro to surpassing Shanks? Never. Not even close.
Some more infinites, all that kind of thing.
Dimmy,
Get out of here.
you're really pushing your luck around here, alright? From Gentha. Or Geneth. 1. He's got 3 questions for us. Now, do you think the drug will wear off before Zoro can finish the job? No.
No.
2.
Hopefully not.
2. Do you agree it was the right move to drop the cursed sword law? Yes.
Yes.
It was the right move. We
But
need to know.
We need to know what's going on with Enma.
Yeah.
Before it wasn't an issue.
Yeah. 3. How do we differentiate flowing Rio, deflection, advanced Rio, penetration, and Conqueror's coding? Like, who is even using what? Conqueror's coding is actually
easy.
very obvious. The Haki drip.
Thank you, Oda.
Thank you for that, Oda.
Now don't be inconsistent with it.
Maybe this was the final form of the Rio, Eric. You were
Perhaps.
saving the look. Now, the explosion panels, the explosion effects
Is Rio.
is Rio. And the blocking stuff is just blocking stuff, alright? If you block something, you use the blocking. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah. But the Conquerors is the drippy.
Yeah. Alright. Moving on. From Abhishek. Is Enma a direct power-up with Onit's Haki, as people used to say, or is it a very efficient training tool? For Zoro to master his overall Haki control and weaponize his latent conquerors. Is the magic effect of Enma simply due to its strong personality, since all swords have a will of their own? Yes, but also no, because Zoro cannot drain the source Haki out of his body without Enma. That's my take. That's what I'm sticking to.
Okay.
Because, like, it's not a thing in One Piece where you can unload literally all of your Haki in one attack. Like, we've never seen that
Unless
happen.
you got Enma.
Unless you got Enma.
Right.
Like, we've never seen it happen. We've never seen someone unload their entire Haki bar in one attack.
A bit of yes, a bit of no.
Yeah.
Also, why did you react to the Shimasei?
Yeah, he liked Odin, the sword liked Odin, whatever.
Okay, you know, there's
That's
a lot
so
of questions still lingering.
Alright.
But yeah.
From Jordan Lee. Is Enma power-up? Sick of the Zoro fanboys trying to deflate which power-ups are more deserved. I mean, it's a power-up, people. Come on.
He's working for it now,
Yeah.
which is nice to see.
Yeah. He's
Right.
working it out. But it's a power-up. We all know it's a power-up. From Ahmed Skrill. Do you think King is stronger than Katakuri? I'm personally starting to believe so after everything King's shown so far. Now, is this a Zoro bias? Because surely Zoro can't be struggling. And King has to be almost Emperor level, Eric.
I'd say, look, the first commander should be about even. This is what we expect.
I'm expecting this from King.
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing anything crazy.
He has a X factor with his body.
Weird Lunar and shit.
Sure.
Uh,
Versatile attack style.
Yeah, King is showing us what he's got now, which we appreciate. He's living up to his first commander name.
Yeah.
Alright. You know, he's taken 0 damage so far from Zoro without using Enma and Conqueror's coding, of course. Yeah.
Has Zoro used the Conqueror's Enma on him yet?
No,
So
has not. We'll see what happens when he starts using it.
Yeah.
From Abhishek D. How do you think King's race was eliminated? Where do the ancient were the ancient weapons involved? Ancient Kingdom shit.
Pluton nuked it, maybe.
Maybe. Well, then how old is King?
Maybe there's a little tribe still around.
Did Kaido learn about the ancient history through King?
Well, you're saying King's 800 years old.
Well, they keep on saying he's the revenant of a eliminated
Hey,
tribe.
Toki could have teleported into the future. Who knows?
Who knows? But How old is this man? Surely he's, there has to be some. There's his parents
You think,
around.
you think Sun God and Ika's involved? They call them gods. They have fire abilities.
There's a whole bunch of
Lunarian.
lore. Yeah.
Some kind of guy that freed the slaves. Were they imprisoned?
Perhaps. From Sky King's ears. It's funny how Oda, after years of not fully utilizing the cursed swords plotline for any of the swords anymore, decided to replace it with a more complex idea of making them alive. Most likely wouldn't be used outside of Zoro's swords, maybe Mihawk and Shiryu. Well, they were always kind of alive in a weird way.
But yeah, you could have explained it as some weird swordsman shit that doesn't actually mean anything. But according to Koroburo, they all have their own souls. So
yeah, 1 minute. All right, we're getting spammed by bullshit. All right, so keep on talking.
But yeah, we'll see how the souls play out. The cursed weapons play out. We know Law's got one.
Yeah,
and all the famed ones have souls, and they shouldn't be called curses anymore. So all the famous swords have souls. Yeah. Will anyone else bring it up? I don't see a reason for anyone else to bring it up, unless it's a Mihawk flashback talking about the rhythm of the blade or something. Yeah. It's like it's probably not gonna come up until Black Blades.
Yeah.
And what it means to go Black Blade. Because this is clearly the means, and it's gonna be Bleach.
Kind of.
Yeah,
let's hope it's a Bunkai.
Sure, but it's gonna be like.
Can you imagine if Bunkai happens?
You have to be your will has to become one with the blade.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Moving on to the next question. From Dr. Farewell. Do you think this is the most we're going to get from Zoro's past and his relation to Wano? Yeah, maybe a little bit of Shimasuke stuff. Maybe with Hyogoro.
Well, he's starting to question the links to the village.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll start to question his lineage.
I think maybe after Wano, he'll go to Ryuma's grave and maybe discover something.
Shimasuke Ryuma.
Yeah.
Then he'll put it together.
Yeah.
Shimasuke Village.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
The seed is planted in his mind that he knows now that the village is from Wano.
Yeah.
And how did the blades get there from Wano? Maybe he'll ask.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Ask Katetsu.
Perhaps.
Because he seemingly knows.
Sure.
I assume it's going to be in the post arc. I don't see any more of Zoro's past coming in here. Alright. From Dark Oplex. Since Zoro is a Haki man now, he is disqualified from the Mihawk. Fighting Mihawk for world's strongest swordsman, or is Mihawk gonna ask him to turn off his Haki? Now, of course, memes. Alright. Turning off the Haki nonsense. Of course, Mihawk has conquerors. There's no doubt in my mind that Mihawk doesn't have conquerors.
What if he's so subtle with the blade, Christian, that
he doesn't need
conquerors? In a twist.
That's insane. Alright.
In a twist of swordplay, he doesn't need conquerors.
That'd be crazy. The subtlety, as Mihawk claims.
Yes.
Maybe.
That might be better.
From Michael J. If we're getting the sort of thing from Zoro fight, do you think that Luffy's fight will live up to the expectations?
Of course.
Mikey D pulls out that new form, everyone's gonna shut the fuck up.
Oh, there's a new form coming. It's gonna look
Alright.
sick. Don't you worry about that. It's gonna look fresh.
From Skyduck, on a scale of 1 to 10, how delusional were Who's Who and Sasaki thinking they could challenge the All-Stars?
We call this out immediately.
Yeah, we're like, no.
Absolutely not. Clowns. But why did people take it like Who's Who was close? Ridiculous.
I mean, Jinbei put in the work,
Wasn't much work.
Jinbei, very powerful character.
Yes.
So, Jinbei almost has the same bounty as Ace. He's 480.
Yeah.
Do people not understand
Frozen.
how strong Jinbei is?
It just recently got unfrozen as well.
That's right. We'll see after Wano. It was crazy. From Solmi, is there a space for characters like Usopp and Weevil to make a meaningful impact on the story, aside from the randomly showing up at the end of the final war? No, I think you said Orochi. Yeah, Orochi and Weevil. I imagine Orochi has something to do with maybe Elbaf. You know, connections to the Sky Islands.
Sure.
Deep lore. Maybe he's got something to do with the Lunarian tribe. Some bullshit. He might know something. Weevil's always been a fucking weird question mark. Where the fuck does he fit?
Luffy would dominate the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how strong is this man? Does he get involved in the Blackbeard arc? Where does he get involved? Very strange. Because he's clearly there to give us more information on Whitebeard, right?
Yeah. And
Sure.
rocks.
And rocks and shit. So, we'll see what happens with Whitebeard Jr.
Yes.
From Dev. Zoro didn't hear Queen talking about Lunarians. It's interesting how all the Lunarian talk is aimed at Sanji, basically confirming Sanji is a Lunarian at this point.
It was going in that direction, and then
it kind of wasn't, and now it's kind of back.
Yeah,
kind of back is.
Back is, yeah. So I'm just trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I think Sanji will get that buff soon, but maybe next chapter.
Buff.
We'll see if he works it out. From Danto, end of the series. Looking back, will Joy Boy be a specific person, Luffy, or will it be more open-ended, like multiple people who could have been Joy Boy in their own era, in their own way? I think it's the second part. I think the man who turns up and fulfills the prophecy is Joy Boy, but he was never predestined to be Joy Boy.
Roger could have been Joy Boy, but it was too late.
Yeah. So the man who turns up at the right time, the right place, is Joy Boy. Does destiny exist?
Remember when Carter said you can't be Joy Boy either? Who was he referring to? Who are the other combatants he thought were Joy Boy?
Maybe Rox.
Maybe
claimed
Odin.
he was Joy Boy. Maybe Odin. Maybe Roger. Maybe Whitebeard.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, yeah. Inherited will. I don't necessarily think it's straight destiny, but we'll see. From C. Miller. Think this could end up being Zoro's best 1v1.
Yeah?
I mean, it's possible. You always get the Mihawk fight.
That's
Looming
pretty
in the
good.
distance.
Right. Mr. One's
So
hype.
far, Mr. One's very hype. It could be. Depends how it finishes off.
Outside of Mihawk, he's the most Zoro's ever had to try. So,
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, you could argue Mr. One. He almost died. And he unlocked a similar thing.
Sure.
From Danny. Would a combination of Zoro's top half and Sanji's bottom half be Pyro King level?
I don't think the two fighting styles complement each other.
Basically, flying Zoro with extra speed.
And some kicks thrown in.
Sure.
No. There's a lot that goes into it.
It's all about Haki, basically.
Yeah. And durability and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
From MH MD. What are your thoughts on Jinbei as a character? I think post time skip he's just a shitty version of Zoro with no real personality or originality. Even his role is a joke, like we never needed a helmsman before, and it's proven by the story that we'll never needed one. Jinbei is very disappointing, even if Oda wanted. A strong character joined the crew. He could have just developed Frankie instead of adding Jinbei. Jinbei is so bad, and I don't get hyped for Jinbei.
Well, Jinbei's asset to the crew is his emotional strength.
Emotional strength and tactical knowledge.
Yeah.
He's a veteran of the sea. The political knowledge. The way to maneuver in the world. The way to handle situations.
Monkey D listens to him.
Yeah.
Which is a big plus.
He's the only one he listens to.
Right.
Alright? His connection with Luffy. He's like the
whole Fishman race angle.
He's basically the advisor.
Yes.
He plays his advisor role. He's wise. He's old. He knows the world.
He's only going to speak when he needs to.
Yeah. And he's very strong, which, you know, this man doesn't appreciate. But, you know,
he can act as that vice captain if he needs to. As in the whole Drake Island. He can lead the crew.
Yeah. From So Mill, it's weird how Oda,
and he's a permanent seat for Nami now.
It's weird how Oda defines curses as their own category this chapter, even though we wanted a way to confirm the Law Sword is cursed by the SBS. This reveal would have had more weight if we knew more characters that wielded cursed blades, since we only know that Kitetsu line and Law Swords are. Well, now we know every high quality sword is cursed.
Yes. They are famed, therefore they are cursed. Because they have strong wills.
Strong wills, yeah. So every sword is cursed, basically.
That has a name.
Yeah.
That is graded.
From the same guy, again. Is it finally time for Sanji to burst out Death Wink? If not, do you think he ever will in the story? Probably not. Unless he's got the high heels.
I think it's time.
The Okama Kempo.
I think it's
Is
time.
it happening? Is that the para?
I don't necessarily know what like Deathwink and Hellwink and Galaxy Wink would do to Queen.
So it's the free expression of the soul. Right?
Maybe penetration damage.
Sanji awakens his true form as a woman.
Right.
And goes Super Saiyan because it's his true expression of his emotions.
Okay.
And then you watch what's Queen. What do you think about that?
It's interesting.
What do you think if that actually happens?
Something.
Some people would be upset.
Puts on high heels to actually get penetration damage.
That's crazy. Maybe if Sanji pulls out the armored haki at some point.
We can start talking.
We start talking. But we'll see. From Vado Park. Is this Zoro's best fight of the entire series already? People love this fight, Eric.
It's a good fight.
Because Zoro is struggling and Zoro has to learn something.
And there's, solid utility from King.
Yeah.
And Zoro's a Galen hits, nothing is happening.
Yeah. From OG Purples. Would you agree Kuma has a top 5 Devil Fruit, would be broken of Awakening or used by someone else? Definitely top 10 of... It's a great fruit. The reflection...
Yes.
Now, Haki interactions, not really sure what happens there.
Sure.
So, as soon as we find that out, then we can actually, really know where it sits. But it's a very good fruit. You can move very fast with it, shoot air beams, I'm sure he can make himself fly with it.
Remove pain.
Fucking massive explosions. Why does he remove pain on himself? He probably does. But we'll never get a Kuma fight.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so there you go. From BritCon. Redhead Pirates versus Roger Pirates at the height of their power. Who wins? It's obviously Shanks.
Yes.
What do people ask us?
Shanks' crew bats deep. People forget. Who's Roger got? Okay?
Rayleigh?
Scopper.
Does Odin count?
I don't know.
He's on the final voyage. He's at the prime crew. But then again, Roger is weakened on the final
Also,
voyage.
Shanks on that crew.
Yeah, he's finding
So it's a
himself.
bit of a parody. There's a bit of a
paradox
issue.
It's very interesting. All right. From Mam6. I don't think anyone has noticed, but both Enma and Nidai Kitetsu are purple, which is the color of royalty. Enma's green.
The hilts, the handles are purple. But I think is what he means.
Is Kitetsu's wrap like handled?
I think it's a dark purple.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I think is it red?
No, that's the one that broke.
That's the one that broke. Anyway.
Wado is
color of purple.
White.
Wado is white, yeah, which is the color of purity. Odin had 2 swords which were white and purple, which creates a parallel. Both Wado and Enma are made from Kozaburo, correct? Not really a question, just more of a statement.
Yes. And Kozaburo also kind of confirms that Enma is better than Wado.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
from Hammond, I have a random question. I really think Jinbei is the most boring straw hat. Where's all this Jinbei hate coming from?
I'm not sure.
He's boring by design. He's the level-headed one. He's the calm one. He gets things done. That's what Jinbei is. Alright? Nami didn't forget him. Nami did forgive him.
Is that it?
He's basically saying maybe if Nami didn't forgive Jinbei, his character would be more interesting because he's trying to redeem himself or some shit.
Jinbei's fine.
Jinbei's fine.
Get off Jinbei's back, alright?
From Thug96, does this chapter and Zoro's Conquerors point to Mihawk having Conquerors? I always say Mihawk has Conquerors because that's just, top tiers.
I like the concept of him being such a good swordsman he doesn't need it.
It's cool, but I think he has Conquerors. Just to compete.
Sure.
Alright. From Bushido Brown. How can people see Zoro, Luffy, Kid, even Yamato, and put them on the first commander level minimum, but when I say Boa has and was hinted she had advanced kings, but she's flying 6th level to them. How do people's logic when it comes to power scaling? Well, we made this list before Conqueror's coding was a fucking thing.
And before films.
And before film Strong World.
No, before
fucking Stampede. And before we really had any information on Boa. Before this Conqueror shit, people were putting Boa in like trash tiers.
Yeah, no one rated her.
We respected Boa. We put her in that veteran category because we're being very cautious because we don't really know much.
Right.
And we'll find out. And I imagine she's very powerful. We can't really say how strong she is right now.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen shit. But we made this list before. So don't get too mad at us. Maybe if she beat Kobe, there might be something there. But who knows?
We hope she beat Kobe.
The only thing she's really done is beat pacifistas, which is...
Gear to Luffy.
Yeah, so... we can't really say there. From Kaz. Do you think... Kuina's death will be recounted at some point? Nah. Or retconned. You think it'll be retconned? Nah. Unless, Shiryu killed Kuina. Or some bullshit. I doubt it.
So it's gotta be a meme, but, let it rest.
Yeah. From Chris D. Thanks to Enma, Zoro is now going to master Conqueror's coding. He's really lucky to have that sword helping him become more powerful. Do people not understand it's a power up? Yeah, well, it's a good question.
Yeah.
Also, for Zoro saying Odin could handle all the haki that constantly poured into Enma means that Odin's haki reserves must be insane. It must seem like he was admiral level in his prime at least. Makes you think Kaido was that stronger 20 years ago, only got a little stronger, or how much stronger, which makes him prime Whitebeard level basically. Well, I don't think people
depends, right?
It's like a 5% difference between Whitebeard, prime, and Kaido.
Yeah, this is the thing with that. Sure, but maybe it once you tame Enma, it stops draining Haki.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to really say. But yeah.
From Emmanuel, since Enma is both a nerf and a training tool, like everyone has been saying, are you gonna make a public apology now?
No.
We've had multiple questions saying the exact opposite, and we've said the exact
And
opposite.
it's definitely not a nerf.
And it's definitely not a nerf,
And
and it's definitely not a training tool. Well, sort of, but without this,
it's not a nerf.
it's not a nerf.
Zoro
Cannot do this without Enma.
Zoro couldn't do any
I'm
damage.
sticking to it.
Zoro couldn't do any damage to King or Kaido without Enma.
I'm saying Zoro without Enma could not go into this mode.
Yeah, and he can't do any damage to them either.
That's what I'm saying.
So, it's not a nerf.
Like, how do people not understand that it's Gear 4? Why do I keep on have to say?
We'll see how it plays out.
I mean, surely Zoro has to be drained of all his Haki. You would think.
You'd hope so.
From Seneto, why did Oda reveal all this backstory in SBS if he was going to put it into the story anyway?
I think in this case it works out because, like, people had to put the pieces together for the theory a long time ago.
Yeah, you could have worked it out.
So the knowledge is, like, half assumed. So
Yeah.
Oda doesn't actually have to explain it that hard because the community already kind of gets it. So it worked out in his favor this time.
Yeah. From Joshua, did the SBS reveal ruin this chapter? Not really.
No.
Um.
We always kind of knew that they were linked and things like. This is what I just
Yeah,
said.
I know to put the groundwork in the story, so it's there. So I'm not really like I'm pretty sure Oda said he doesn't know if he's gonna put it in.
I don't think it came off as like a massive reveal that this guy was from Wano.
It's more about how cursed blades.
Yeah,
work
it's
and
more of
shit.
an informational thing than supposed to be like a huge reveal.
Yeah. From Ron Gamer, why did Kazaboro make 2 shitty swords and then he gave it to Zoro? As you age and gain experience, are you supposed to be better at your craft? He seems to be washed up. He's depressed.
He can't make swords anymore.
Can't make swords
Who knows?
anymore.
Maybe
He
you
makes-
require great strength and haki to be able to make the great weapons.
He makes trash now.
We don't know
Yeah.
how the great craftsmen of Wano operate
Yeah.
and how they chisel
From Troy Oliver,
poneglyphs.
when will Shags? Yeah. Again, he asked the same question. We're gonna have to throw him out of court.
Let me ask you this question real quick, right?
Yeah.
If swords have their own will, do the Wano craftsmen imbue the poneglyphs with their own will?
Well, Luffy could hear the voice of the poneglyph
Right.
in Skypiea. Now, was that Roger's
Essence.
remaining will? Who knows? But maybe. Where is it?
Roger could also hear the poneglyphs as well.
Yeah.
So
From Lifted Marco, will Denjiro kill Orochi? Yeah, him or Hiyori.
just give it to Hiyori.
Yeah. From Dev, why are all the Zoro fans talking themselves into a corner like Kid isn't about to learn coding with no training like Luffy and Zoro? We haven't seen fucking Kid use normal armament. We'll see. From Dark Chaos, let's take your logic for power scaling to a test. Let's make one assumption. Page 1 can use Enma. I don't know about that.
Yeah, continue.
Alright. This point are facts according to the logic of your latest video. How many times do I have to say we haven't rescaled Zoro? How many times? People will rescale Zoro. This is Fishman Island Zoro.
Yeah, there's no point of us doing a rescaling Zoro in the middle of this fight.
People, we said this. This is Fishman Island, Zoro and Sanji. Please,
And Luffy has to move after Whole Cake Island.
please stop.
Right.
How many times do we have to say this? We said it in the episode like 8 times, and we have to say it now like 8 times.
We're going to rescale.
We are going to rescale
the
Zoro.
and the Monster Trio.
All kinds of stuff. All right.
War Kid. etc.
There you go. So please
Maybe
stop.
Odin.
All right. Now he brings up Pika, and okay, maybe you could make the argument that, but Pika, it's weird because like Pika, stone body, full body armament. Again, it's a tier bracket system. Is Zoro stronger than Page 1 in Fishman Island? Probably, but is he beating Denjiro? No. You know, it's a spectrum. You can't just be like, this character does this, therefore they're strong. We will rescale Zoro, and he will be moving up a tier. We've already talked about this, but the fight is not over. Mm-hmm. See, if we did it last week, we would have accounted for the Conqueror's Code and crazy power up.
Right.
Which we can't do. Alright? So you gotta wait. Please. Alright. And you know, you roast us for power scaling. But we're
never wrong.
We addressed
this. Whatever.
We've addressed this. It's out of date, and we will update the list.
Right.
Please stop. Please stop. We'll get to it. All right? Now, and that's the end of the episode.
Okay.
Short episode this week, but got through a lot.
I thought we had more questions than that.
You know, I skipped this guy's rant about irrelevant topics because we've already addressed it.
Right. Okay.
All right?
There it is.
Please. All right? Listen to what we say. All right? There you go.
Will the Zoro source continue? Obviously it will.
Obviously.
Sanji as well.
Yeah.
Finally, will he get the source?
Yeah.
Or will he put on the stilettos and the dress
And go true form.
and fully blossom into
the woman he
he's
is.
supposed to be?
All right. Subscribe to the channel.
Like the
stream. Comment. Please listen to what we say about power scaling, because you don't listen, and then you make yourself look foolish. All right?
Correct.
Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King.
Good night.